Okay, I've been silent. I've been dealing with some things here. Toe's good. It's not well, but it's good enough. Uh, Basically stopped where I am because about an hour and a half ago I had an issue with the vehicle. It was overheating. It's 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And I noticed that the air conditioner wasn't really putting out much cold air, so I'm either low uh, on coolant for that or something, but I noticed I was like 90% to the way of being overheated in the engine there. So I stopped and let it cool down a bit, removed the cap, and had a lot of pressure, and noticed like I should have checked it probably before I even left today, but it was low. It was extremely low, and I don't know where it's going. I can't find I can't find a leak. But nevertheless, let it cool down. Um, Went into a convenience store, got another gallon of coolant, and built it level back up. So I've driven about 60 miles, and it's held steady, which I guess is a good thing. But a few minutes ago, I turned the air conditioner back on, and I quickly saw the temperature starting to rise again. So I'm having to ride around with the windows down, and believe me, folks, it's 105 degrees out here, and it is not comfortable without your air conditioning. Trust me. So given the situation, I may not even stay out here long today. I may just start making the 4-hour drive back home. Just kind of keep an eye on this and just try to get the vehicle back to home base and scrub the next couple of days. So I got this one little cell here that's popped up directly to my west. That's what you're looking at. And there's others that are farther back. Actually, there's one northwest. There's one west, there's one northwest, and there's one trying back to the northwest, and then there's others that are trying to go back up farther back to the northwest. It's kind of like we got this double dry line feature out here today or something. It's kind of a weird little setup. And this little cell is hardly moving. If I took this highway northwest for about 20 miles, this cell wouldn't even impact the highway for another hour. We may get a severe thunderstorm watch out of this in West Texas area, Northwest Texas area, but I think it's less likely than likely. Check the playback. All right, so that's the cell. Now, let me show you radar real quick. I got kind of on the wide view. See my location. You look due west down the interstate. There's one, there's another one northwest, and then the stuff farther back. So the one closest to me is the one you're looking at right here. The one back just to my northwest is that one over there. Yeah, still taking the ibuprofen for the toe. It doesn't feel too bad today, oddly enough. This diner right across the street here. Last year I was parked behind that diner. Right out in that field, you can't see the field much because of the diner there, but right out in that field, had a little spin up happen out there, and then later on back to the south ended up being some pretty epic tornadoes. That one there just to the west of Holly. Actually, that was the third one. The second one was see, I remember going back. I'm just outside of Anson, just north of Anson, Texas right now. I remember going back south a little bit and then making my way down on a west highway somewhere and end up catching a nice tornado right at my 2 o'clock, and it dissipated, and then later on the more picturesque tornado occurred. So this one's gaining intensity pretty quick. Heck, I can't even tilt the camera down to get to the top of it, I don't think. As far as I can go with the camera. As far as I can go with the camera. On out here. Yeah, I know I'm getting a skip out every now and then. I don't know what's going on. If I go down the road, remember my windows are going to be open. It's going to be rather noisy. Check something here. Keyframe frequency. Yeah, again, I don't know that I'm going to be out here too long today, having a suspect issue with the vehicle. probably be in my best interest is to start heading home in a little while. 4 hours to get back. There's the other one. How we doing? I gotta check something. Let's see. Keyframe frequency. I don't see that. Let's see. Okay, I must have accidentally muted my audio. There's something that when I open a window, I must have a key conflict somewhere. So a lot of stuff I just said was missed. Oh my gosh, I am sorry about that. And apparently that's what's been going on with me. Ended up getting mute. It's not because I was hitting a button. I was doing something else on the computer that was initiating the mute. So I will go back and kind of maybe pick back up. I did open up chat. Keep in mind we don't have a chance to look at this stuff very often. But Joy, yeah, the toe's fine. It just hurts a little. It's fine. And Lisa, severe thunderstorm warning. Probably, maybe this one. Again, I'm probably not going to be out here too long. I'm heading back home. That kind of covers everything. And thanks for dropping in, Toronto. Yeah. I'll tell you what, sometimes I wonder if I'm human. I'm going to tell you all a story about myself before I even left this morning. Wait, which one went severe? Oh, the one way up north of Post. Okay. Yeah, I made a stop just 10 miles from home. I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn everything on. I couldn't figure out, why is my mouse not working? Why is my mouse not working? Because I had this happen a while back. I lost the mouse, I lost a couple things. I had to go in there and take all the USB controller stuff out and let it reinstall. And I couldn't make it work. I said, don't tell me I have to do this again. I fumbled around for a few minutes, did all the necessary troubleshooting things, before you go in and take out those USB drivers or whatever. And all of a sudden I realized, okay, here's the thing. I have two mice in here. Computer 1, computer 2. Computer 1 is blue. Computer 2 is black. Well, guess what? I was trying to do stuff on computer 1 with the black mouse. I didn't even pull the blue mouse for computer 1 out of the holder. It was still over there. So I sat there and fumbled around with that like an idiot for 20 minutes trying to figure out why my mouse wasn't working, when the whole time the thing was working. So there's Bob being stupid. There's your story for the day. Bob being stupid. Okay, this one, the front cell is losing its punch. The one behind it is gaining intensity, looks like. Traveling exactly the same path. I'm pretty far away. I don't need to get close to this. I'm good with it. I just want to watch it. So that's what's in front. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times over the next 30 minutes of me driving down the highway, what did I call myself an idiot? My gosh, I just couldn't. Oh. I almost think that my toe incident was maybe an omen. And now I've got the vehicle issue. That's another omen. Well, no. Yeah, vehicle issue is an omen. And me using the wrong mouse in the first place is another omen. That's 3 omens that have been thrown at me just in the last, 48 hours? 2 today, of course. I mean, what the heck? And when I added coolant back into my engine back over around Sweetwater, Texas earlier, I was farther west. And I'll be honest, at that moment, once I got back off the highway and I saw that the temperature, at least without the air conditioner going, was holding steady, I was pretty much going to just keep going, thinking that, it may overheat. I actually have extra coolant. I have 2 other bottles of stuff that I can put in there just in case. But again, I never found a leak. I've even looked here. I have nothing dripping out. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know where my coolant went. I don't think it was totally empty, but boy, it was really low. Now, could it be a water pump? Maybe, maybe, but I'm no mechanic, so I'm not digging into that stuff. I can do electronics, I can build antennas, I can build all kinds of things, but I'm not a mechanic. And I am sitting in here sweating. At least the cowed, haha. I can't even talk today. I slapped myself. Okay. Oh boy. At least this overshooting top has put me in the shade. I think the temperature dropped to maybe 98. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying something different too. I'm trying a different thing on this camera. I want to see if I can, how far I can zoom on some stuff here. See if it stays in focus. How's that looking? Is that doing? Yeah, I'm going in. That's. I think we start to get into a. I know it looks like it's holding up pretty good. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but. I don't know how'd that look. Let's try going in on the base of this one. Let's just do it right there. That's not, okay. When I'm zoomed in that much, it's going, and I move too quickly, it's going to try to lose its focus a little bit. Yeah, that's a little tight on something there, but that's okay. I'm gonna see how this works. Yeah, Lisa, I really don't. I mean, it turns a day into stress, as if there's not enough stress at times already. Just to have something added to it is just not good. It's not good. I actually need another vehicle, is what I need, but yeah, that's not in the cards. That's why I got to try to push this YouTube. It's not maybe be able to help me afford to get something before next season, or I may retire after this season. I don't know. I'll be honest. There's times that I tell myself. I've been doing it for several years anyway, but I will tell myself this, and I have told myself this many times over the last several years, that I just decide I'm not going. I just make a decision. I'm not going to go today. I'm staying home. Sometimes I miss things, sometimes I don't, and it doesn't bother me a bit. Still love it though. Yeah. Mhm. Uh-huh. Yeah, I see tops back to the southwest as well. I'm not going to hang around too terribly long today, though. As I said, I might be repeating myself, but that's what my brain's telling me to do. The right decision, the right thing to do. Yeah, this cell's not going to do anything. I'm trying to tell if there's still some capping. I think there's still some cap in place. Just looking at like the cell up to the north. If I can get the camera that far around, I don't know. Depends on how far my card will reach. I can kind of get over there. But it's going up and it's kind of flattening out and being sheared off. So I don't know. Looked like a really strong cap out here today, but I thought these extreme surface temperatures would make a difference, and I think that the extreme surface temperatures are really the reason that some of these things are trying to go up now anyway. What else we got going on? Here's the overall picture. It's pretty poor. I don't think anything's going on up in Oklahoma yet. Rear camera working? Yeah. Actually, oops, don't want to go there. But anyway, yeah, I got my remote camera working again. As a matter of fact, let me test that thing out since I'm here doing nothing. Okay, is it going to turn on? Yeah, it's going to turn on. Now I have to. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I'm going to get her to work today. Okay, first it's got to be connected to. Okay, it's connected to that. That's correct. Okay. Now, I just want to see. Let me get that. No, get out of my way. Let me get that. Get the wireless connection to it. See if it works. And it did work. Okay. There we go. Remote camera. I'll get out. Air myself out a little bit too. I'm not taking audio with me, so. You know, how's this looking? It's doing all right? Take a look underneath real quick. There are no drips under my vehicle. Now, if y'all want to see the inside, there's the inside. It looks great. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, this is the interior. As you can see, computer mapping, National Weather Service chat stuff over there. My second screen for computer one, it has my bonding, my video deck there, the thing going on, and then of course I've got to turn this off. Hold on one second. I love the sound of the keys. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so then this one typically is the radar. I can also take this thing and tripod it. It's actually on a small tripod. Yeah, so that's not perfectly horizontal, but I'm just further down. That's the slope of my hood. I'll be like Daniel, you know, when he's got stuff shaking all over the place, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. I mean, I just did it a different way. Now switch back to the front camera, there we go. Let me put remote camera away right there. At least it's working. That remote, I'm just using a Wi-Fi link back into the network with yeah, I'm just sending 1,000 bit rate back over the Wi-Fi on that remote camera. When it works, it seems to work pretty good. Okay, I'm tired of listening to that myself. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've got chat open, that by the way, just because I'm sitting here. And I just happened to see that. But yeah, I mean, certainly. Certainly could have a gimbal on it. Keep it steady. I find it harder to hold small devices steady than I do larger devices. I can't get it out of the back of my mind though on this vehicle. Darn it. Maybe next year. Yeah, this is just your typical thunderstorm, man. There ain't much to it. I had kind of planned on going farther up, and I was going to go up to Post, and eventually cut my way back across to Guthrie, Texas. But when I had the issues, I just said, nope, I'm not going to do it. So I'll see what I can see from here and be done with it. Well, honestly, as little as I'll use that remote, I'm not gonna spend the money on it. Not right now. There's other things of more importance. I pretty much just did that just for times that I couldn't get a camera on something. I could maybe, you know, get that one, that remote one on it, or sometimes when I run into some people I know or something like that, just interaction type stuff, just for the pure joy of it. It's really the only reason I have it. Yeah, this thing's even low precipitation. Money can trump things too. The last scan of this cell really put a nice core back in there. Well, I'm hearing the thunder. It's pretty high based as well. Let's go look at the rain shaft. How about that? Are they going to break? They're struggling. I mean, here's an example right here. If you look at that over there, see, that's really not going up anymore. Later in the day, obviously the atmosphere is going to cool some, so yeah, probably then. Maybe after dark. Really slim chance of a tornado out here on these things today, though. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. And that was going to be for the one that's going west of Guthrie, where I was going to eventually go today. Oh well. Oh well. Such is life. Yeah. This one is struggling. I think most of them are struggling. This vehicle better get me home. I'll be honest, I think it's a matter of minutes before I actually go ahead and start heading that direction. I would think if it's the water pump, I would still be overheating when I drove the interstate for 20 miles or 25 miles, no, 32 miles, and then came up this way about 12 miles. I would have thought it would have started to overheat if it was the water pump. But it didn't. It held steady. Now, I do expect it to creep up when you try to run the air conditioner. I tried that earlier for a few minutes, and I did see it start to heat up some more, but I was just being, maybe I'm being overly cautious, but I went ahead and turned the air conditioner back off. Yeah, I guess reality is it's not so much about safe, it's just, it really burns me that I was out here for a 3-day stretch again, and then this issue has to come up. And it may not even really be an issue anymore, just because I was really low on coolant. And part of that's my fault. I should have checked on that, but at the same time, I'm not so sure why it was down. The only positive I can come up with at this point in time is that it did not continue to, temperature didn't continue to creep up as I was driving earlier. So I'm going to find out when I head out. The drive from where I am is going to be probably 4 hours, 15 minutes. I'm making a guess on that. I think Abilene is about 4 hours from home, and I'm about 20, 30 minutes north of Abilene, Texas right now. What? Take some laps around the block? Yes, car equals vehicle. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I said 4. It's probably closer to 4.5 hours. Because I drove to Sweetwater, Texas, and that's when I started. Just before I got to Sweetwater, Texas, is where I was noticing the issue. And Sweetwater is 32 miles west of Abilene, I believe, 32. And so, you know, I drove a good 4.5 hours at least to just to get there. The mobile connection status is unstable. You know why? Because the device has gotten hot. I told y'all it was hot out here. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it. I'm gonna shut that off because I'm not gonna use it anymore anyway. Yeah, when it's hot enough to make a device quit working, you know it's pretty warm. Well, this one's not going to do anything. None of these are going to do anything. I'm probably about 5 minutes away from putting it in scram mode and try to make it back home. Yeah. I actually don't even want to leave the stream going as I drive away because it's going to be so ungodly noisy with wind since I'm going to have the windows open. If I didn't have the windows open, I'd suffocate in here. I'd take 51. Of course, not during storm season, but I mean, right now I'd take 51. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the peak I saw earlier was 106 degrees. Yeah. Boring storm. Boring. You know, sitting here this long has given the engine a little bit of an opportunity to cool down some as well. Well, I'm gonna miss the next couple of days. Oh boy, isn't that just great? Yeah, this is look at these. They're just they flat topping out. It's just still too warm up there in the mid levels. It's warmer above than it is below, and that's not gonna let storms go very far. And y'all quit throwing these 42-degree temperature things out there. Man, I'll tell you what, I like cold weather. I love cold weather. I hate hot weather. And we get heat definitely down in my part of the country. Heat index sometimes 115. You can't even go outside and do anything for any length of time. It's horrible. I could have moved to Vermont, when was it? Back in the early 2000s. Had an opportunity to move to Vermont. It sure would have taken me a long way from getting back to the plains though every spring. I think my favorite month of the year is actually November. Don't ask me why, it just has always been my favorite month. My least favorite month of the year is August. And if you lived where I live, you would probably, barring the fact that you might love hot weather, but you would agree with me. Yeah, I was up there, yeah, in Toronto, I guess. Oh, it's been a long time ago now. It's been 20 years at least. And I know that when I was in New York, people they were saying, oh, we're having a heat wave. It's 88 degrees. I'm like, this ain't no heat wave. 88, yeah, heat wave. So you come down to my part of the country, I'll show you a heat wave. Yep, this thing's about to die out. All right, well, it's going to get noisy because I think I'm just going to go ahead and start rolling. First thing is, will the engine start? Better. Yep. Temperature has come down. Okay, we got a resolution thing here. Now temperature's come down, so oh, you are much too small. That is abnormally small. It should be bigger. Starlink went offline when I started the vehicle. It should come back. All right. I am going to, I'll leave this on for a while. Head back through Anson, Texas here. Listen to the wind noise. They've got a cool looking courthouse here. You have to go around it. It's one of those that's in the middle of the stuff, right in the middle. You have to go around it. Well, it certainly didn't take long for the vehicle's temperature gauge to go up a little bit. See how it does going down the road. If it stays where it is, it'll be okay. Got a full tank of gas, so hopefully that'll get me home. Oh boy. This is just great. I did remember to turn autofocus off for the rear camera when I started everything today. kind of a hollow victory considering what's happened. There's a Ford dealership here. If I need to get a repair done, I could get it done here, but I have to wait till Tuesday probably. I got a horse trailer up here too. right window. I wonder if I can open the rear. No, let me open the rear one. Maybe circulate a little bit of air. It's one of those times I should be on mute, right? I think the person behind them was traveling with them and must have called them and told them, hey, you got a tire that disintegrated. It's still hot. It's 96 degrees. Listen, y'all, I'm really aggravated at the issues I've had today. Forcing me basically to try to play the safe card and just get it back home. It may be fine now that it's got enough coolant in it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that wind noise coming through a window, even the back window, is just too much. Yeah, I definitely, um, caution is my number one thing. If I were to stay up here, I mean, I could end up somewhere where I break down and I got a storm coming at me and it's got baseball hail in it or something. Well, there's nothing I can do. Uh, you know, Sometimes you just got to throw in the towel and live for another day if there's any more days ahead. It's getting extremely late in the season now, and I had 3 days straight here that I was going to be out here. Today was day one. Whether I will get back out again farther north futuristically, I don't know that yet. I might be back out in June. It's not too bad in here right now. I can tolerate some heat, but eventually I will have to. Actually, I can turn up the vent speed, the vent fan. That'll compensate me a little bit. It'll take that 96-degree temperature inside also and make it feel like 95.6. How's that? y'all say bye-bye to that little storm back behind me, because once I get to Interstate 20, I'm not going to have a camera on it. Unless I put, oh, I actually built a mount, a temporary type little mount deal on my driver's side door for times that I can't get a camera directly left. And maybe eventually, yeah, I'm going to do a rotatable, but for now, no, I'm not going to worry about it this year. But I got a little mount here on my driver's side door where I can set that remote camera, which I might test that thing out and see if it's cool off enough. I've just got to reprogram it. Okay, let's see. Let's see, hit the connect button. All right, so 96% you into heat stroke. Yeah, so I got the remote camera and I stuck it in the mount. Once I maneuver this exit, I'll reach over and hit the button real quick and switch it over, and you'll see what view I'll have now out of my driver's side window, just from this mount. It beats the heck out of trying to hold the camera steady over there, right? And it may not be the most steady thing in the world, but hey, it's better than me holding it. That is for sure. All right, let me switch over. Oops, did I hit the right? No. Hit the button. There we go. That's not too bad an image, I guess. So there you got, now I got the front, I've got the rear, and the current is the remote camera to the left. I wonder what the speed limit is right here. Okay. Now you'll get a little bit of reflection issues off of this. That can't be helped. The only way I could do away with the reflection in that mount right there is to have it where it goes almost practically right up against the window, but that's not a possibility at this particular time. I do have an idea of how I can do that, though. Maybe that'll be something for later. All right, I'm fixing to be jumping back up on Interstate 20 for just a bit. Temperature is still holding steady, but once again, I'm still not going to take any chances on, well, I'm taking a chance on a breakdown, obviously, driving 4 hours back home, but better to risk it there than, you know, wait till tomorrow and end up, how do I get up here? Okay. Yeah, better to risk it going home than to get stuck somewhere tomorrow. Somewhere that I wouldn't want to be. All clear. Getting up on Interstate 20 right now. Why are you doing that? Tap for focus. Okay, so there's the remote camera looking out the left window. Does that look all right? Other than having a shadow or a reflection or a little bit of something there. That's it. At least it provides a view that I didn't originally have, other than me using the remote and having to hold the thing with my hand. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks, I can't see the display on it. I have to look at my broadcast software to see it. It looks really clear, except for a couple of reflections. So I guess that's a plus I can take out of the day. Maybe the other plus I can look at, I'm trying to look at the positive, positives. 1 mile, I got to make my exit. So one of the positives is that I was able to perhaps remedy the situation with the vehicle enough so that perhaps I will be able to drive all the way back home. I've got my AAA back in force too, so I had actually, this is another ironic thing. I know you guys, a lot of you probably know what AAA is. AAA is basically a road travel, thing. If you break down, you get towed, and so on and so forth. Or you can come out and get a tire fixed, or whatever the case may be. You run out of gas, they'll bring you some fuel. So my 1-year membership expired on the 20th. And it just hit me today as I was traveling that I needed to renew that. So when I stopped at a store earlier today, like 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, I guess it was, I actually got on the phone because I had received the new card and everything in the mail, but you still have to activate it, renew. Well, I hadn't done it, so I actually took the time to make a call today and get it reinstated because I was 2 days late, which is okay. It's still within the grace period, but isn't that ironic that I did that today and it ended up having an issue today? But so far I have not had to use it because I'm still moving, I'm still rolling, and my temperature's still not going up. And I'm surviving sitting in a warming oven right now. I'm not going to get cooked in here, especially once the sun goes down. I mean, I end the stream, the windows are going back down anyway. All right, so I'm leaving. Ooh, that's bumpy. So I am leaving Abilene. Now I'm back on the highway that's going to basically run all the way to within 3 miles of my house. But that's a long way down the road, folks. A long way. Yeah, hey, it's a start. I mean, I just threw this mount. I just came up with this bright idea yesterday, and I threw this mount on the side of the door here. Totally removable, easily removable. At least it holds it. Looks like it holds it fairly steady as well. All right. If you ever want to look up Highway 36, that's what I'm going to be on for the next several hundred miles. Highway 36 from Abilene. It goes all the way to, if I'm not mistaken, and I've traveled it, I can't remember exactly the end point, but it ends up on the Texas coast. Down around Lake Jackson, Texas, or something down in there. Oh, I remember this traffic light. Seems like I've always had to sit here forever waiting on this thing. Temperature still holding steady. Huh. I didn't have the front camera on, did I? Yeah, I do. That was almost a traffic accident right there. Almost. Okay. Have I been sitting here for a minute already? Change for me, please. I would like to go. Any day now. Any day now. Oh, come on. Change. Hey, I get to go. Nobody's coming. I always check, man. I don't pull out until I make sure other people have abided by the traffic light and stopped. Yeah, isn't that a boring sky up ahead? There's a little storm back behind me. That's the one I left. Say good riddance, goodbye. If you do something later, congratulations. I'm not going to be there for it. I've got other business to attend to. Like try to get home. Oh boy. Why did this have to happen today? At least I could have got maybe some good photos or whatnot of this. Never even went severe. It's made a couple of attempts, but nope. You guys that are actually riding along with me, I appreciate it. I know this is really boring. I know it. I know it's boring. How many miles did I drive today just to get up here? 300 something? I don't know how far it is, but it still burns me up. Burns me up that this had to happen. I can deal with the little puny storms and not really doing anything. It wasn't really going to be a big day out here anyway. Tomorrow it really might not be either. I think it'll be more activity tomorrow, but wouldn't bother me if I was 25 miles from home. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down. I really don't feel like it's even necessary to keep it going. There's certainly nothing entertaining about it. I mean, who wants to listen to Bob continue to talk about his car issues and different things like that? What's this guy doing? What's this guy doing? I'm not, that's something else. I don't know if you guys do. I do not pick up hitchhikers. No, sir. No. That was a hitchhiker right there. Let's see, I got a text message here. Let me check this out. I just left Abilene and I'm running without the air conditioner on, and I'm going to try to make it home. Period. So far, the coolant temperature is staying steady. Who else sent me a text message? Mark, are you watching? Are you enjoying this boring? I'm not going to say what I was about to say. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. No. I refuse to say it. But you know what I'm thinking. Every mile I go, though, I get more unhappy. Yeah, the wife just told me she'll leave the light on for me. Yeah, it'll be well after dark before I get home. Assuming I make it home. I'm gonna make it home. I will. I almost wonder if one of the fans, I wonder if one of the cooling fans didn't fail. Because now that I think about it, when I was sitting with it idling earlier at a convenience store, looking into things as best I could, again, I'm no mechanic, I didn't hear the fan. The fan wasn't on. Neither one of the fans was on. Now, let's see, let me think. like, okay, the fan, man, I can't remember now. Should one of my fans be going while the engine's running? I can't even remember. Told you I wasn't a mechanic. Now I'm going to sit here with this in my brain trying to figure out if I remember that or not, whether it should be on or not. I know that one of them should come on, especially with the air conditioner going. You know what? I'll survive though. It's hot in here though, but I'll survive. I'll just need a shower when I get home tonight, that's all. Look at it this way, this is just getting me acclimated to what's coming ahead. So the outdoor temperature, oh, it's gone down to 92 degrees. Actually, I don't really want to open the windows right now because it's just going to be hot air coming in here anyway. And I've got my vents blowing. So that's helping to circulate the air enough for me. I'm okay. Let's see, I only have, how much did I have left? I only had 2 days left on my Verizon data. 2 days. So this is going to be perfect. I was going to burn it all up right at the expiration of my 30 days. So I had used thus far 21 point something gigabytes of the 25 I have on that. There's been a bunch of days that's been used in the last 28 days. So the temperature crept up a little bit. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Temperature crept up just a little bit. I've used 21 point something out of the 25, and the reason I only have 25 is it's really all I need because I've got 2 other AT&Ts that are unlimited, and then I've got the Starlink, which I don't even come close to maxing out over a month's time. Well, the temperature didn't move much, but I could tell that it moved a little. It looked like it's trying to drop just a little bit. But it's still mid-range right now. It's not high like it was earlier. So let's say it's at 49% right now. It's actually come down just a little bit. We'll say it's at 48% right now, if you're looking at it on a scale of 100. Earlier today, when it went up, it was at like 90%. So definitely a problem there. Now I had increased the speed of my vents. it almost seems like that's when it went up. Now, why would it do it just because I turned on the vent speed more, the blowers more? I know the answer to that because I don't. Whether it's whether it's factual or not, I don't know. It's just what I observed. Got to expect problems. I mean, I love this vehicle. It's a 2016. It's a Ford F-150. It's got the 2.7, is it? I believe 2.7 EcoBoost. I mean, it'll go. And the gas mileage, well, gas mileage not worth a crap right now because I'm going into these strong southerlies, so I'm only doing 19.6 miles to the gallon. But this truck has been perfect for the way I wanted to set up computers. There's nothing in here that is store-bought as far as computer mounts or anything. I built it all myself. It's all built out of wood and bolted into the appropriate places. So if you saw the remote camera set up earlier, you saw how things were set up in here. Very convenient. If I was to try, I can't do it. There's no way in the world I could do it right now. But if I was to try to get another one, I wouldn't want to get a brand spanking new one. I would rather, get one like this that is, maybe a 2020 or a 2021. Something that's 50,000 miles or something, or 60 or 70,000 miles on it. Because I'm at 385,000 plus miles on this thing. 97% of the mileage on this vehicle is all highway. And I've got a really good mechanic back home that takes care of me. He takes care of things, so I'm pretty sure he'll be closed on Monday. But I may check. Now, once I get back, like maybe tomorrow, I might take the vehicle out and drive around my area under normal circumstances, turning the air conditioner on and so on and so forth, and just see how it reacts. And if it reacts the same way as it did today when it was getting pretty hot, I'll have 2 case examples to be able to tell my mechanic about. What I do not know is if you've got a compressor on the AC system that's going out, could that be a part of the problem? Or could it be the problem? I don't know what that would have to do with the coolant temperature, the overheating issue. I'm not sure about that. Maybe somebody else knows something. I don't know. Could I be low on refrigerant? Could that cause something? Those are all questions that my mechanic's going to be able to tell me. And I'll also tell you this. Let's just say that I needed to replace, let's just say I had to replace the water pump. If I take this to a dealership, I'm going to pay 4 to 5 times more than what he will charge me to fix it. I hate having to deal with dealerships. If anybody out there owns a dealership, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Your good old mom and pop mechanics take care of you, especially if you're local. not going to charge you an arm and a leg. Here's another case in point, and this is factual. I recently had to get a light replaced, just the bulb. Last year I had to do the same thing on a different location. It charged me $167 to change that bulb at the dealership, but that's where I had to go that day. 3 weeks ago I had one changed. It cost me 20 bucks. There you go. You can't dispute fact. And I'm not pulling your chain on that either. That's exactly the way it was. You charged me the labor and the bulb. 20 bucks flat. Remote still works. I wonder, I'm not going to be able to hold it steady. I'll show you what I'm monitoring here. As far as, let me see if I can take this in. Oh, that's not going to be good. See where the second gauge right there? That's the one I'm paying close attention to. So right now it's sitting there at about 48% of the scale, I guess, almost 50%. When it went up today, earlier today, it was at like 90, so you can imagine it was getting close to that H. Do an illusion thing here? Let's see if I can do an illusion now. There you go. Picture and picture and picture and picture and picture and picture into infinity. How about that? Funny, huh? Yeah, real funny. Real funny. All right. The front. You know, something else that's really interesting, and here's there is not a warning whatsoever in the state of Oklahoma. I'm just taking you down the highway, showing you a piece of Texas. $7:48. You know what? At 8 p.m. Central Time, I'm probably going to end the stream. Oh, I got somebody coming up on me really fast. You know what, fella? If you want to go that fast, go. I'll let you pass me. Just hurry, because I'm coming up to a bridge. Both of you go. If y'all want to go 95 miles an hour, y'all go 95 miles an hour. Yeah, there is not a leak. When I was sitting, wherever I was sitting, watching that storm earlier, y'all saw, I mean, if you were here at that time, or probably nobody left watching this anyway. I know it's boring, but I had the remote camera. We looked under the vehicle. There was nothing there. There's no spots there. There's no nothing there. I'm not leaking coolant. I'm hoping that there's no issue, honestly. I'm hoping that I just, from my own neglect, even though if there's no coolant leak, why was the coolant low? If you can't find a leak, why is the coolant low? That is the question. Totally understand it overheating because of the level that it was at, which surprised the heck out of me. I had no idea. But I will tell you this, from here on out, I'm going to keep a weekly check on that. Yeah, it could be a pinhole leak. There could be a small leak somewhere too that's leaking internally, and like where you cannot see it, and it's such a slow or small leak that it doesn't accumulate enough in any one spot to drip down. I could definitely see that when you're traveling down the road. It could drip somewhere in the engine somewhere and totally evaporate. Okay, I gotta ask the question, not that it matters, but you say you're cooking. Is this female cooking or male cooking? Now I know steaks then, right? So what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, I know what it was. I know I know how full I filled the coolant up earlier. I know the line I left it on. I know where I stopped. I stopped on the line that says max. So when I get home and I check it, if it's below that, then I'm gonna again figure it's going somewhere and I can't figure out where it's going. A barbecue, oh man. The only thing that I've had to eat today, other than my wife made a couple of pancakes and some bacon, I had breakfast before I left home this morning about 9, I guess about 9, 8, 9 a.m. I have not eaten anything since. And, the fact is, I am getting hungry. Now you bring up barbecue. Now, I will tell you that this stretch of highway that I'm on, these small towns that I'm going through, there are not a lot of choices to grab anything to eat. Now, I just tested out too. I tested out, since everybody in front of me was wanting to go so fast, I went ahead and went faster. I was driving 85 miles per hour for about 5 minutes there, just watching my gauge. No change on that. I think when I get closer to home tonight, let's say the last 10 miles before I get home, I will turn the air conditioner on. And if I see that temperature starting to go up in a major way when I turn the air conditioner on, that's at least a little more information I can give to my mechanic. I said it held pretty steady without the air conditioner on, but when I turned it on, if it keeps rising, that's what I can tell him. You know something, I'm really glad I left that little storm. That thing still has not even crossed that highway I was on. And it's still just a little storm. Oh, there's good barbecue places in Texas. Don't think there's not. There's a bunch, but there aren't any on this highway. Unless they're hidden off on a side road in one of these small towns or something like that. No, sir, I've never seen it. I'll tell you, the only place that I've ever stopped, the next town I come into is Cross Plains. Yeah, Cross Plains. And other than, I think they have a Dairy Queen, I think. The only other place that I've ever stopped at there is the Subway sandwich shop to get me a tuna sandwich. I think that's pretty much it. What a productive day this has been. Yeah, I sent Daniel a message earlier. He didn't answer me, but he's like that sometimes. Now, if I get back down here later tonight and turn the air conditioner back on, and the only reason I'll do that is because I'll be close to home, right? So, if I turn the air conditioner on, I'm just deducing here, just thinking out loud. If I turn the air conditioner on and this thing starts to go hot again, I think that might be a good piece of valuable information. Speaking of the devil, I'm coming into Cross Plains, Texas. This is a place that's got a Scud missile on the side of the road over here. I'll try to... Where is it? Is it here? I thought it was Cross Plains. Might be Rising Star. Can't remember. Oh, wait. Is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. I see it. I see it. I'll slow down. It's right up here where this car is going to be at the intersection. Scud missiles is right by the car there. See it? See that white Scud missile? Thing's been there for years. Oh yeah, this town does have a Dairy Queen. Yeah, it's right there on the left. Nothing happening in Oklahoma. This is really all that's happening. All right. Well, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, really? About water out at the hotel. I don't know where he stayed. I'm gonna assume he stayed in like Syracuse, Kansas, or something. I don't know. But tell you what, I am really glad that I didn't. I stuck to my plan today and just went where I went, not expecting much anyway. I would have stayed at home. I'll be straight up honest. I would have stayed at home today, but one of the only reasons I really came out is because I would be up here for the next day, and the season is getting short. So I've taken a Saturday drive. See, there's nothing to see. Sun back there, yes. Is my remote still working? Yes. You can watch the sun go down, or watch the earth turn. Watch the earth turn until it hides the sun. Ha ha. Seriously, if I turn that air conditioner on when I get close to home, and I don't see any ill effects, then I'm going to conclude that it had something to do with the low coolant level. That's highly possible. But even if it reacts normally, I will not turn around and drive back up here again tomorrow. I'll look at Monday. I've actually got something on my calendar Monday morning I've got to deal with, but after that, if it seems normal, then I think I'll have maybe some threats locally, closer to home. And at that point, I might get back out, but I'm not going to go real far. But my confidence will be boosted if I find that this thing is not reacting in a bad way when I do turn the air conditioner on later. Trial and error, try to figure out what's right and what's not right, and just go from there. So the main goal right now is to just get myself back home so that I can test these theories, and then come Tuesday I will most certainly, regardless of what happens, I'm going to go have my mechanic check it out. I've already gone past the 8 o'clock time, but I said I was going to turn this off. You know, I was at one point streaming at over 2,000 bit rate, not today, but couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or whatever, I was basically running this at 2,000 plus 30 frames, and I just, you know what, that's burning through more data. It's not worth it. Doesn't look that much better, I don't think, because I did some comparisons. So I dropped it a lot, and that's what I've been using as of late. It's still a 4-figure bit rate, but it ain't 2,000. It ain't even close to 2,000. And I've changed my frame rate. And this is the longest I've ever had chat actually open on my phone, but it's hard to read everything because I'm trying to really got to watch the road. Okay, well that's good info. The last time that I checked or actually added coolant, it's acted like it's been a little low for the last several months, to be honest, but not low enough to worry about. I would just add a little more. And it's quite possible that I've driven quite a few miles since the last time I actually checked on it. And I should check on it more regularly. It's partly my fault. That is my fault. Ain't no partly to it. It is my fault. I think it's pretty obvious that I left today and I was pretty darn low to start with. Because I thought I might have had a leak several months ago, but I never could isolate anything. I never could figure anything out. So I said, well, I'll keep watching it, you know. And guess what? I got out of the habit of keeping a close eye on it. So I guess even months ago it was going somewhere, and I just let it go too long this time. Maybe that's all there is to it. Maybe I just let it go too long. You know, I've been going the speed limit, and the two guys that wanted to pass me going 90 to 95 miles per hour about 20 minutes ago, guess what? That's one of them. The other one is right in front of this guy. They're right in front of me. Okay, so maybe I'll change this until 8:15. I'll still have to open up the window to end the stream. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like it's running hotter than it normally would. I mean, I look at these things from time to time, the gauges, you know, from time to time. You know, in the hotter temperatures like this, I think it's pretty much where it would normally be. You know, I say that so often that, you know, these people pass me and I'm like, and my wife will tell you, if she was sitting in here, she'd tell you right now. I say, yeah, okay, y'all go ahead. We'll be sitting at the same red light in the next town. And, you know, so many times that actually happens. know this guy's straps have started blowing out. These motorcycle straps. So this little town is Rising Star. And it's a very small town. There's 2 convenience stores in this town. No, there might be 3. There might be another one back up going north. They had a lot of damage here from the storms last week. That's not part of it, but I think it was here. Yeah. Yeah, you can see some trees laying over here and whatnot. This is all from that stuff that I was in last, what day was it? Whatever day that was. I can't remember. Today is Saturday, right? So that must have been last Monday? Yeah, I think it was Monday. Yeah, this damage that I just came through was from that storm that came and crossed Interstate 20. That was the one where we had the multiple vortices, and I was in that one point where I was under that whole mesocyclone, and that whole thing was, rain bands were spinning to the ground level all the way around it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go, time to leave. Yes. In a way, I'm laughing a little bit. I know it's still maybe a little bit too early to come to any conclusion, but let's see. They stuck a 10% tornado risk up in Oklahoma. I just wonder how many people went there just because of that little target, that little yellow circle. I don't do that. That's not my guide. I do my own forecast. I look at the SPC stuff in the last resort every time. Hey, storm farmed where I went today. Just hadn't been able to get going. Maybe they'll get going a little more right at the sunset or whatever. Oh man, yeah, those ice storms, they will tear some things up. You know, we've had those down here in Texas too. I mean, I've had a couple of them actually as far south as where I live. So down where I live, if you look on a map, you find College Station, Texas. College Station. That's the home of Texas A&M University. Good meteorology school, by the way. Anyway, I live about 25 miles, I guess, to the west. So it's like the 30th, yeah, like the 30th latitude or something. And I mean, we get stuff down there too, north of where I live, and yeah, coming through there, and there was just trees and branches, everything just laying on the ground from all that. Ice storms are the worst. I can handle anything in the winter. I can drive in the snow, whatever. Yeah, I did it this year. covering a snow event all the way down to the Houston area, and that's easy. Boy, the ice though, man. But if you get snow down in Texas, a lot of people, they don't know how to drive on it. Which is fine for me. It means there's less traffic on the road. It's kind of a pretty sunset with the so-called storms in the backdrop. I do think I'm going to make a stop in the next town, which is Comanche, Texas, and at that point, for sure, I will definitely be shutting the stream off. It's not supposed to be like that. But computer 2, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Yeah, I'll shut it off there because I mean it's going to get dark. There's nothing to see. I'm just leaving it on for the sunset. But I want to make a stop in Comanche, Texas. I'm going to go ahead and give the truck a little bit of a shutdown rest for just 5 minutes or something while I maybe get me something to eat. What do they have there? I am not stopping at this one store. It's a Stripes. I'm not going to stop there. Yeah, I think the coldest it got, I'm trying to remember. It didn't get down into the single digits down in my part of the country or at my house. I'm just going to say it that way. I mean, I got two weather stations there. I think it got to about 12 degrees was the coldest we saw this past winter. I know that's nothing by comparison to what happens up to the north. Canada in particular. I've been up there. I've been in it. I've been there that time of year. I've been in the big minus numbers and all that good stuff. Well, here is a positive thing to say, I guess. Constantly glancing at this temperature, it's staying very steady. Oh gosh. Tell you what, let me use my other phone. Hold on, I gotta bring it. I'm gonna go see. I wanna go see. Do I have it on here? Yeah, I do. Look at my other phone right quick. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, he's probably not doing public. Is he doing public? Is he streaming? Let's see. Northwest. No, that's mine. That's my stream. Jeez. No. Is he not? He's not. Is Daniel streaming on the public side today? I mean, knowing him, he wouldn't even have turned it on. I don't do many things on a phone, I'll be honest. I really don't. So sometimes I have to learn my way around. See if I can find his. You will probably hear me dictate a thing to chat. How do I get to it? Where is it? Where is it? Did I find it? Yeah, there it is. Jingle all the way, okay. Let me get past, okay. Okay, I'm gonna dictate a message here. My vehicle has gotten sick, period. I did not go to Oklahoma, period. I went to Northwest Texas, and any way you slice it, it's pitiful. There goes a, there goes, I just, that storm don't look no better than the stuff I was seeing earlier. Oh boy. That looks pitiful. That looks pitiful. Okay, yeah, so I did find Daniel. I got him on there. You hear the birds. Hey, I have survived the last 150 miles with my windows up and no air conditioning. Oh gosh. Okay, what we got? Oh, oops, I don't do that. Yeah, I hate that I have to go home because of this, because I think there's going to be more robust, that's the word I'm looking for, robust convection tomorrow, even though the tornado probabilities are, they're not zero, but they're low. But I would have been in prime position. I mean, I was going to probably ended up staying tonight in Abilene, Texas, or I may have ended up spending the night in Wichita Falls, Texas, or something like that. And I'd been perfect for tomorrow. But hey, it is what it is. Again, I came up here today not expecting much, but I was going to be in position for tomorrow. Well, guess what? Now all of a sudden, I'm not going to be in position for tomorrow. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Hey, here's a little bit of good news. Toe doesn't hurt right now. Maybe that's because I've had my foot on the gas pedal the whole time, and I've basically paralyzed my foot. It's 8:26 and I'm still streaming. I really honestly am probably going to shut this off when I get to Comanche. I'm not far from it, maybe 10 minutes. Just out of curiosity, I want to see if the remote is still working. He turned a little bit, but yeah, the remote still works. Okay, I might be onto something now. It's kind of a complex little way of having to do it, but it works. And it's hanging in there. Rear, front, remote, boring radar. Bug splatters on the front, of course. Good thing I'm not up there with Daniel. I'll tell you what, there ain't no telling what kind of shenanigans we would be in. I can do this. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the remote camera. I don't need it. Disconnect the link. Shut it down. That's one thing, the battery doesn't last real long. That thing was on 92% and I've had it on all this time. Since I first used it way back up there north of Holly, Texas. So 50% of it over an hour. I guess that's not too bad. As long as I remember to keep plugging it in.
Says it doesn't matter, but it matters to me.
All right, I am coming into Comanche, Texas now. Yeah, food, drink. Give me a chance to stretch my legs. trying to think what they have here that I can get some food, that I can get out. They got a Sonic, but that's not really a place to get out. I need to get out and move around a bit. When I stop is when I will shut it off. I've just got to figure out where I'm going to stop.
Yeah, 47 all the way across the roll, then continue across.
I think I see the one you're looking at. That would be good.
Direct path straight to the stop, 47 all the way across.
Do you want to leave, Steve?
Thanks, Dan. Gotcha. 47 all the way across.
Yeah, about south, about a mile and a half right turn, you can see it.
Thank you, Dan.
Hey, that's what you're for.
Yep, the convenience store that I am not going to eat at. Not knocking it. That one right there, I
So we got the auto,
I won't.
The auto club from Costa. That's fine.
5 to 10 miles to the plan. You still had your hazards.
Thanks. I'm an old lady from Florida, so I need to find you sometime.
What are my options here?
Number of frequencies here.
You know, maybe I could hold out. I don't know if they'd be open. I don't know if they're open. I don't know how late they're open, but there's a place in Hamilton, Texas, which is the next town that I come to. A place called Storms. Ah, there's the Dairy Queen, right there. Right there is Dairy Queen. That's where I've eaten before.
Run your on at all places. Out west too.
Yeah, the Hamilton, Texas, they've got a burger restaurant. It's called Storms. It's been around for a long time. I mean, even back in the 80s.
It's been on range. Yeah, just very low power.
There's been times that I would be coming through the town, maybe heading up this way or something, and I would call when I was about 20 minutes out and place an order, and then just pick it up as I went by.
Taking right turns just there.
I realize that it's far from radar and therefore it's picking up upper level stuff, but there's actually what looks like a mesocyclone developing.
Yeah, Dan adjust.
Guys, we're going to go west of the.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. Get out of that. Okay. Yeah, so do I want to do that, or do I want to do that here? Do I want to get food here? What do I want to do? Subway, yeah, I wanted to pass on those. I don't want to stop at a Sonic either. There's a Chicken Express, but I don't really want chicken either. I'm going to tough it out, and I'm going to try to make it to the next town. Since I didn't stop, I didn't turn the stream off, but once I get out of here on the straightaway, I probably will. Temperature still holding steady. There's a part of me that thinks I could have stayed up here, that it's fine. But if the air conditioner is causing the problem, I just would have to tough it out and not use the air conditioner. If I was 50 miles from home, yeah, I'd make a it'd be a different story. Oh, the storm that I was watching earlier that's finally crossing the highway. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah. Oh, no, not that one. The one just north of it went severe. Big wow. Big wow. Do it after the sun is going down. Whatever. I've put a lot of distance between me and it by now. I'll tell you what, I'm skittish of even trying to run the AC because I'm still, oh gosh, what am I? I'm still 100 and I don't know how far am I from home? Yeah, I mean, it could be something that's on the edge of a catastrophic failure, and me turning it on could make it happen. I don't know. Probably not, but you know, when you screw up your toe by running it into an immovable object, and then you work on trying to figure out why your mouse isn't working when the whole time you're working with the wrong mouse. You're working with the computer 2 mouse. Computer 2 mouse doesn't work on the computer 1. Computer 1 mouse is not even out, and there's just different things that I'm just like, you know what, I'm not going to do anything different. I'm going to go with what's working for the moment and be done with it. You know what, let me check something. See if this thing will give me directions just to the nearest town. I don't live in a town, so I live out in the country. And on a busy day, I might have 4 or 5 vehicles come down the road that I live on. No close neighbors, no nothing. I love it. Hey Siri, get directions to Caldwell, Texas.
Getting directions to Caldwell.
Let's just see. I know it's not 3 hours. Okay, 2 hours, 33 minutes, 156 miles. That's how far I have to still go. Oh, one thing we can hope is that the gauge is not broken. Yeah, Lisa, you were close. 2.5 hours. It'll be a little more than 2.5 because I am going to make a stop somewhere. I have to. Probably end up slowing down once it gets dark. I'm pretty much holding steady to the speed limit, which is 75 out here, and one of the issues you can run into, especially in this part of the country, once it gets dark, man, you got to watch out for deer. So I will probably back it off. already had one deer incident about 3 or 4 years ago. Couldn't avoid it. The point where I want to put actually that 156 miles is not correct. It's actually more like 164. No, by the way, 156 I said. So from that town to my house, it's about another 12 miles. Yeah, it's about 168 miles. I guess technically it's what it should have been. Well, I'm 22 miles from Hamilton now, and I am definitely going to make a stop there. But I'm getting behind. Looks like a lot of slow traffic now. I done caught back up with the two guys that were wanting to go 90. What I have now is just so susceptible to any vibrations. Yeah, that was a big buck that hit my vehicle that night. I almost was able to avoid him, but his head hit my right front light fixture. You can see the indentation of the horn across the hood. So not only did he break the light and bend up the front right wheel well area, the butt end of the deer spun around and hit my passenger side front door, and then decided to have an impact on my passenger side rear door. So it took care of every surface you could see on the right hand side of the vehicle. I have a stream scheduled for tomorrow. Obviously, I'm going to cancel that one. I have one scheduled for Monday. We will see on that. once I get again closer to home and get closer, you know, where I'm going to turn the air conditioner back on, I'm going to go like a normal day. And if I don't have any ill effects at that point, I would say that Monday I would probably go out because I won't have to go near as far, I don't think. I didn't really look at a lot of detail concerning Monday, but you know, if I'm within 100 miles of home, I'm fine with that. And if I have a problem with the vehicle, I'll just have to deal with it. Because I don't think I can see my mechanic until Tuesday, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be closed on Monday for the Memorial Day weekend holiday. Lisa, where are you at? I don't know how many are watching, but here's the thing. I have no activity to worry about. I'm just trying to drive. I can glance at the chat. I rarely have the chat open. And I can say that for Daniel too. He doesn't see chats. He might occasionally see one here and there, but most of the time those windows aren't even open. It's just, it can be a serious distraction, especially when you've got a lot of stuff going on, especially weather-wise, traffic-wise, and so on and so forth. I'm out here and there's hardly any traffic, you know, I'm just cruising down the road, but you know, we don't typically see those things. But since I've had the chat open for like, what, an hour and a half, however long I've been basically turn tail and run home, just kind of curious. Since I saw it, you know, where are you? Southeastern Kentucky. Okay. Okay, that was that location. I quit a few years ago. I pretty much just quit going to the east. Although you have some decent areas, especially along the Mississippi, but then, you know, like I get issues. I have issues with like that one day. I think I was it's Interstate 55 in Mississippi, I think. So I'm heading north on I-55, and there was a tornado warned storm coming, and over there you can't cross over for several miles, and I didn't have a choice but to keep going because you can't even pull off the interstate. Maybe it's changed now, but I couldn't even pull off. I couldn't turn around, couldn't pull off. I just had to try to beat it before it got to the interstate. And I remember the moment where that couple, and I'm like, okay, that thing is right here now. So, like, I think I'm gonna get by it by a couple of minutes. Well, I was wrong. Because in my rearview mirror, about maybe 200 yards behind me, I started seeing trees and debris flying across the highway behind me. So I'm just like, you know what, I don't even want to come out here anymore. I guess the last time I was in Kentucky was probably 10 years ago. I just don't go east anymore. I was in Lexington for a few days, actually. And it was in June, I think. And I remember I know one evening I went north for some severe storms or whatever, and obviously can't see anything there either. Went all the way up to whatever the river is that separates what is it, Illinois, that's or Indiana. Sometimes I don't even need maps. I know where I am. I know what roads I can take. But at the same time, I always keep a map up. Computer 2 has a map up. GPS location, which tells me right now that I am halfway between Gustine and Hamilton, Texas. And wasn't it like a halfway between Gustine and Hamilton, Texas? At least. At least. Okay, and I'm running solely on Starlink right now because there is no service on Verizon or AT&T. At least. There's still not a severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. Oh boy. Yeah, it's hard to keep streams totally up the whole time, even with everything that I'm using. It's not a perfect science. I know there's ways around that to make it better, but it's good enough. I don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on more equipment to make it better. Hell, I may need a new vehicle. Just for the record, the temperature is still holding steady. I'll tell you one thing though, going through this particular area right now, when it had a few hiccups and whatnot, if I didn't have Starlink, it would have been totally gone. Actually, right now, it's still only running on Starlink. The Verizon is trying to get back in. I came up on a hill now, and Verizon came back. For whatever reason, I'm still getting, occasionally I'm getting these error messages, notifications on the screen that tells me that Starlink has encountered an error. I cannot figure out what the error is. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know how blurry that is right now? Okay, that's something that I was playing with. Excuse me for the blur. That's something that I was playing with. I wanted to try a different setting on the camera, and when you get into near darkness, it doesn't want to focus. So I think for a future reference, it may be, see, I got away from those reflectors, the lights reflecting onto the road signs, and it straightened itself back up, so it doesn't like that. So I think what I'm probably going to have to do futuristically is I'll have that setting for the daytime, but when it gets dark, I'm going to have to change that setting to a manual set. And we'll see. So apparently the lights wanted to throw it out of focus. I guarantee you when I get to Hamilton, I'm shutting the stream down, and I'm going to get food and a drink, and I'm going to stretch my legs and get the blood circulating again, and then I'm going to say it's about 120 mile, yeah, I'm going to make that 120 mile stretch home. Because I'm confident right now that I will make it, since there's been no fluctuations on the temperature. Yeah, he has. And he added even more this year. I mean, here's the thing. And it was no different this year than even last year when Daniel stayed at my place for a few days. You sit on the couch and he's saying, you need this, you need this, you need this. And so he's sending them through me on Messenger. He's sending me these links to all these things, and I'm looking like, oh my God. Every time he comes to my house, he wants me to spend more money, and I'm like, dude, it's not happening. Now, I did do a couple of things last year that were improvements for this year. But, you know, I got to draw the line somewhere. I don't even remember what all I added. I added the bonding. I added the, well, I needed to do that anyway, but I added the bonding. See, it's focusing. It's not focusing again because of the lights coming up. Yeah. So I'm not going to try to do this. I'm not going to try to do this now, not while I'm driving, especially in a construction zone. So yeah, I added the bonding, I did the, did another mount, a new fluid mount, and added the stream deck stuff, and second monitor, and different things like that. So those are improvements. Small steps instead of large leaps. Small steps cost less. Large steps, large leaps cost a lot more. And I totally get why he has to and elects to do what he does with his system, because it's his livelihood when he's over here. He's also out there every single day, pretty much, and I'm not. I mean, here's the thing. Different this year than even... Okay, finally coming into Hamilton, Texas. So the time is short. I wonder if the burger place is still open. If the burger place is open, I'll give you a nice shot of their sign. Storm's Burger, Storm's Hamburgers. Yeah, that stuff costs a lot. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I've got to work this YouTube thing up because I'm starting to get away. I'm starting to work my way away from media agreements with the local other media outlets, and YouTube is what I'm trying to build up now, because YouTube is going to have to pay for me to be out there. And if there's not enough money there to do that, then that'll be the day that I'm not going out anymore, and I'll just stay really close to home. That will be the end of it. Okay, I'm coming up on the place here. If they're still open, it's a Saturday. I would think they would still be open. Definitely. There's cars everywhere here. Wow. They are open. So, there you go. Storm's Famous Texas Food. I don't think this is handicapped parking. There you go. They got a little stone there. See that? All right. Eat, stretch, drink. Hope for the best, and yes, I'll make it home. Thanks for riding along with me, giving me something to do. My apologies for such a boring day, but it happens. Nobody planned on my incidents of the day with the vehicle, but it happens. All right, thanks guys. Again, I won't be out tomorrow. I have a stream scheduled, but I will not be out. I'll see about Monday, and that just very dependent on the vehicle itself. So thanks for hanging in there. Spread the word. Get me some more subscribers. I got a viewer hours and all that stuff. I've still got a ways to go on viewing hours. So work in progress.